What is up, everyone? This is a long-awaited video I know you guys have been waiting on. I literally just spent the past hour writing everything I can possibly think of to tell you guys about Verizon and the phone bill world. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So number one, do not purchase a screen protector or a phone case at the store. It's gonna be extremely expensive. I compare it to eating at an airport. You're literally paying for the convenience. If you know that you're gonna get a phone soon or that you're gonna buy it for someone, I always recommend pre-purchasing a screen protector or a phone case beforehand so that you're not stuck getting one at the store. One time I did break my phone and I had to get it replaced the day of. At the time, I really just didn't have money like that, and so I did end up purchasing a case at the store, but I made sure to not take off like the plastic pieces, and I held it for one day until the next day I was able to Amazon overnight a screen protector and a phone case, and I just swapped it out and returned it. There shouldn't be an issue returning the phone case as long as it's not damaged. If you're just desperate and it's a rare occasion, that is an option. I recommend getting a good quality screen protector that will not break easily. There was a commenter named lunatic_YG. He suggested the Belkin screen protector. Belkin is a good brand. I've known about it since I was young. It's very well established, and he mentioned that they offer free unlimited warranty. So if your screen protector breaks, they're gonna cover it. If it's chipped or cracked, whatever. The current screen protector I'm using is called Pure Gear, and every single time it breaks, I actually have to pay a $12 shipping fee for the warranty versus Belkin. That user mentioned that you don't have to pay for the shipping, it's free. There's another user named Z Latkio. He mentioned that the Spigen screen protector is also good. I actually haven't tried either one. Personally for me, I use Pure Gear because my friends work at Verizon still, and I get the discount. I personally would never pay $50 for a screen protector. I think that's really crazy. However, sometimes the price is justified because if they offer a warranty on the phone itself and not just a screen protector, like there are certain screen protectors that guarantee their product so much that even with the protector on, if your phone breaks, they will give you up to $100 or $200 to replace the screen or fix the phone. There's a caveat to that. You have to register the product within 90 days of you purchasing it. They want to see a picture of like the screen protector on your phone, or registering the IMEI, just some sort of registration. When I worked, I did have a lot of people come in with their damaged phones, and they were like, well, I purchased a screen protector, but they never registered it, and so because of that, they weren't able to get the funds to repair their phone. My personal favorite screen protector is the privacy screen protector. I did notice that the quality does matter on the screen protector. My friend got a cheap screen protector. I think it was the 3 for $10 one, and when she gave it to me, I can just notice a huge difference. Like on the side, mine is completely pitch black. Hers, you can still kind of see it. And then two, the quality of the screen. You could see that hers created like pixelation and different contrast on my phone versus mine, the Pure Gear. It does not change the quality like whatsoever. Like you still get that perfect OLED screen. I also recommend getting a liquid screen protector. That one you can put on your camera lens and the back of the phone so that it doesn't scratch or crack. So for phone cases, again, it's really expensive at the store. My favorite case, if I were to get the one aside from the wallet one, is called Spigen. I've used Spigen my entire life, as long as it has the bumper protection and the 30 feet drop. They sometimes go on sale for like $10 or $12. So unless I'm getting a phone case through my friends at Verizon with a discount, I'm gonna go with Spigen. Okay, next one. Do not get the insurance. I know my friends at Verizon are probably gonna hate me for this because they make commission off of it. You are better off getting renter's insurance. I'll make a whole separate video on that, but renter's insurance will cover your phone and all the other things with it, and you're gonna pay the same deductible. I remembered at the time Verizon was offering insurance for about $15 to $17. If you were to total that annually, you're gonna be paying about $180 a year for insurance on top of your deductible. If you don't wanna get renter's insurance and you really do have to just get the insurance through the phone plan, there's one that's hidden. It's a cheaper one. It's the one that I personally have. I think it's between $7 to $9, and Verizon employees will not make commission off of this. That's just why they will never talk about it and they will never offer it to you. That $7 or $8 coverage is gonna cover all your basic necessities, which is theft and damage. Yeah, a lot of people when they get the phone insurance, they don't know that if you were to break your phone or lose it, there's a deductible on top of it, which is about $150 or $200. So if you were to calculate $180 annually plus the deductible, you're almost pretty much better off getting a new phone, because majority of the time they're gonna send you a refurbished phone. Next tip, always back up your phone the night before through iCloud or Android storage, which I think is called Google One, so that your phone is ready for transfer the next day when you get your phone. If you purchase a phone in store with a person, they're gonna charge you 2 different fees, okay? The first fee is a fee that no one can avoid. It's an activation fee, and once in a blue moon, you can probably call in and get it waived, but it's about $35 and there's just no going around it. Like, you're literally paying for the service to be activated on your phone. Like, that is what Verizon is charging you. The second fee, however, is a device setup fee. This fee is a fee that they charge you for transferring the data on your phone and helping you out with your phone in store. If you don't want to pay for this fee, I recommend just going online and purchasing the phone and picking it up in the store. When you order a phone with the person in store, they will help you transfer your data and charge you a device setup fee. And 90% of the time, it's the most easiest and seamless process. Like, you literally just need to sign in or put the 2 phones near each other and they're gonna transfer. The rare 10% was either because there was something wrong with the phone or iCloud, or we're doing like an Android to Apple transfer, or vice versa. And there were times where we had spent hours trying to figure out why this phone wouldn't transfer, even to the point where we would connect it to a MacBook. Those were the times that I felt like, yeah, that $35 was definitely justified. Like, they need help, you know? But yeah, if you want to save money and you're comfortable doing it yourself, that's a way. If you're not comfortable and you would rather have someone do it for you, then yeah, that's what you're paying for. The $35 service fee is for someone to take the time to transfer your phone. So besides those 2 fees, I always double, triple check the bill. I worked at a Victra store, and at first I had no idea what that meant. I was like, what does Victra mean? Verizon is ran under different authorized retailers, which means that there's different companies that are allowed to sell their service. If you ever feel sketched out and you're concerned about hidden fees or random charges, just go to a corporate store. They're less likely going to do that to you than a retailer would. Personally, for me, there wasn't anyone that I knew that did it at my store, but there was someone at a different store that got caught, and they were adding all these charges to people's accounts that they had no idea for, like services that they would never, ever use. You know, again, they just didn't go through line by line. I always recommend going through each line, and if there's something that you don't quite understand, just ask them. Besides your phone plan, the device itself, the device payments, you know, the activation fee, there shouldn't be any other charges, or the setup fee if you go in store. So this next one has to do with the credits. So this one's going to confuse a lot of people. I know a lot of people in store wouldn't pay attention to this part because, you know, you're getting a brand new phone, there's a lot of emotions involved and bills, and like, they're not focused. We always tell them that the first 1 or 2 months max, your phone bill is going to be higher. And the reason for it is because the credits have not hit yet. Generally, by the 3rd or 4th month, all of the credits will hit, and then it's going to be substantially low the next bill. By the 4th or 5th bill, it should be about leveled out. You should always confirm with them when your credits are going to hit, so that you're not panicking the first 60 days wondering why your bill is substantially high. I literally just went through this with my brother. Our phone bill is usually about $400, and for like a month or 2, our bill was like $500-600, and he was like, why is the bill so high? Then the bill after ended up being like negative $60, which means that the entire bill was covered, and $60 towards the next credit. Next tip, if you use autopay, you're gonna get a discount. I always recommend doing autopay because you're gonna pay the bill anyway, so you might as well just get a little bit of money discounted. Next one is questions about my bill. So a lot of people are wondering how I was able to get my phone bill to stay the same. Every time I upgrade, I always get the same exact phone, which is the iPhone Pro Max, and it costs $1,210 every time, $1,210. Every year when I trade in my phone, I will always also get the same promotion, which is $800 off. I always wait until October to upgrade because in October is when they release the iPhones, and when they first release, they just always have the best trade-in deals. The best trade-in deal, in my opinion, is when your iPhone is broken, cracked, smashed. As long as the battery is okay, they're gonna give you the $800, the full amount. This year, when I smashed my iPhone, they were only trying to give me $250 credit for it, But then with the amazing promotion going on, I was able to get the $800 off. And I always take a picture of the promotion that you're getting, that you agreed upon in the store, because sometimes the workers do need to go into the back end and adjust it accordingly. One time I was helping someone else and the promotion never got applied. Thankfully, we were able to fix on the back end, and that's pretty much how I discovered that, sometimes it's not an automatic thing, and if they didn't have proof of it, then I don't know what we would have been able to do. I feel like sometimes there's problems with that when it's a case like mine where your phone's only worth $250, but because of the extra special promotion, they give you way more. So every single year when I traded my phone, I end up paying the same remaining amount, which is $410 over the course of 3 years, and then the $800 of credits get divided up over 36 months. So that's just pretty much how they lock you in, because if you were to get out the 36 months early, you lose out on the remaining credits. This one's super important. If they ever ask you to upgrade your phone plan to get a better trade-in, I generally never recommend that, because my parents have an amazing, incredible deal with T-Mobile. They were grandfathered into like a stupid cheap phone plan, okay? I think they're paying like 20 or 25 bucks a month for their phone lines. If they upgraded their phone plan to get a better trade-in, it would have been so much more expensive. They would have been paying way more in the phone plan itself than in the phones. And then they also would have lost their grandfather deal. A lot of times, they're gonna make the trade-in number so attractive to distract how much you're gonna be paying in the difference of your upgraded phone plan. The smartwatch bundle deals are generally a pretty good deal. One time, I was able to get $120 off if I activated it with a new line. This one was a no-brainer for me because I knew 100% that I was gonna wear my Apple Watch and I wanted it connected to cellular. If you're not sure if you want to dedicate opening up an Apple Watch line, I wouldn't recommend taking that deal. There's been a lot of people that took that deal and then they end up never wearing their Apple Watch, and then you end up getting stuck and locked into the contract. What I would recommend is, if you want to try it out, you can always wait till the newest Apple Watch comes out. Buy an older model for like dirt cheap. I've purchased Apple Watches for as low as like $200 before. Make sure you get the one with cellular, because if you do end up liking it, then you can add it to a plan for about $10 or $15 a month. So this also goes for tablets and free phones. Remember, nothing is ever free. They're probably gonna add a line, which over the course of 3 years is gonna cost more than the device itself. Always ask them if you're getting a promotion or they're trying to give you something, if you have to add a line with it. Now, for phone plans, I just have a very basic phone plan. I have unlimited talk, text, and data. In terms of the speed, I don't really see a difference in my phone service when I'm out. I live in Southern California, if that makes a difference. I have really incredible service with Verizon. In the past, I have tried Sprint and T-Mobile, and I hated both companies, but they recently did merge into one, so I can't comment on how their service is now. I just feel like when it comes to phone plans, there's no need to upgrade it unless you're trying to get hotspot. The more people you have on the plan, or if you have a business account, that's how you can get more discounts, or you get a cheaper monthly rate. And then for the singular people, they recently came out with a sister company called Visible. My friend from Hawaii, when she came out here, I recommended for her to get it, and it worked flawlessly for her. Okay, next one. Never ever trade in your phone for its face value. I only recommend trading your phone if there's a cool promotion like the one that I had, where they give you way more than what your phone is worth. A lot of the times I saw people trading in their iPhones, iPads, and devices for like not even 25% of what the phone was worth. Sometimes it's just worth selling your phone privately because you're gonna get way more bang for your buck. But I do know that, some people, they just don't want to go that route. They don't want to post it online, meet up with people. They'd rather just get the convenience of trading it in. So same thing again, if you really, really want a new phone and you can't afford the newest phone but you want to upgrade, what I recommend doing is just getting a used phone. If you meet someone in person to get a phone, I recommend meeting them at the phone store. There's this thing called IMEI, which is pretty much the VIN number of your phone. If you go to the phone store, you gotta ask them if it's a clean IMEI, which means that it's not reported, stolen, damaged, whatever, and that there's no insurance on it, so that when you purchase the phone, that person can't go in later calling the insurance saying that their phone got stolen, and then all of a sudden you have a locked phone. Personally, I actually just purchased 2 iPhones off of eBay eBay through sellers that had really good reviews. They were selling jailbroken iPhones, but I actually ended up getting the specific carrier iPhones for my parents because they have T-Mobile, and I just want to ensure that the service would work better for them. The phone that I was trying to purchase for them at T-Mobile, they were trying to sell to me for $700, and the ones I ended up getting off eBay were only $425. They definitely got a way bigger and better upgrade than what they currently have, and that's just a way to, you know, kind of get a phone if you don't want to upgrade or go through your phone plan. So next one. The reason I always trade in my phone is because every single year your device is losing its value. So at the 3-year mark, if I'm able to get 66% of my phone value back and put it towards a new phone, like that's a no-brainer to me, because when I upgrade again, I'm gonna have a higher valued phone. This last tip isn't proven, it's just my theory, but I have a theory that every single time iPhone changes their design, that it's a super problematic iPhone. What I recalled was like the iPhone 10, iPhone X, iPhone 15, whenever they change the design, like when they add the button, took off the button, changed from Lightning to USB-C, adding the camera button feature, I compare it to Coachella, okay? The first week, it's madness, huge mistakes, like just they have no idea what the hell's going on. By the second week, they've mastered all their problems and they know to make it run smoothly. That's how I feel about iPhone. I always tell people, don't get the iPhone if they changed a feature. Just wait till the next year so that you don't have a problematic phone. And then another issue I see is that if you don't upgrade your phone every so often, every single time you update the iOS, your phone is just gonna get slower and slower and slower. And for me, like at the 3-year mark, like I am ready to upgrade because my phone is just crashing so much. Those are all of my personal tips. Now, the next portion, this part is for Papa Apple 93. She is literally so sweet. She asked me a few questions I'm gonna answer. So she asked me about my personal experience and what my biggest difficulty was and if I would ever work there again. My experience at Verizon was actually freaking incredible. I think it was incredible because of the coworkers and the location. I worked in a super rich location by the beach, and the customers just had no problem spending money. They bought the screen protector, phone cases, like you didn't have to upsell them. They were just like, here, no problem. Like me and my whole family, Christmas, everything, just upgrade everything, you know? It was so easy to make commission there. I remembered one time I made like almost $37 an hour working part-time off of the commission, everything. I would say my only struggle I had sometimes was if I had like a bad customer, a customer that didn't listen, or a difficult customer, or even me, you know, sometimes I had like an elderly customer and I'll just kind of lose my patience, and that was something that I truly had to learn, you know, like we come from different eras, and just because that person isn't understanding it, like I can't get frustrated. I mean, I can get frustrated, but you can't show it. Ooh, and then yes, if there was ever problems with the phone itself or porting in and out, I hated that. AT&T was seriously the worst. Like, I don't know what is wrong with that company. Every single person that ever came in trying to get out of that company would start crying. They literally had the worst customer service. They would make people go through runarounds. They made it super hard for people to port out. Like, I don't know why. And I would always tell them, like, maybe try going to like the corporate store, and even then, like, it was just such a hassle. I literally always tell people, if you had to choose between AT&T and T-Mobile, go with T-Mobile. I'm not biased of Verizon because I work for them. I was already a long-term customer of theirs for like a really long time, and throughout the years I was their customer, I just noticed that the service was good. I never had problems with reaching customer service or making phone plan changes. I literally vouch for Verizon all the time. I literally tell people my dream is to be the face of Verizon one day. Like if I was ever the face of Verizon, I would be the happiest freaking person on earth. I worked there for about 6 months and I left when my friend got promoted out of the store. I just felt like maybe that was my time to kind of go too. My favorite part of working at Verizon was, of course, setting up the iPhones. I feel like it was easier than Android, but I never really had problems with setting up Android either. I just think the iPhone is more simple. And yeah, I mean, I actually wouldn't mind working at a Verizon store again if I had like a really amazing location that had commission. But considering I want to take content creating very seriously, I probably won't go back to Verizon unless they make me the face. Yes, that is my deep dive on Verizon. I hope I covered everything that you guys want to know. I'm thinking about starting an Adulting 101 series because aside from phone plans, there's other things that, you know, I've experienced in, whether it was car insurance, getting a rental, going out. saving money, traveling, whatever it could be. I think that if there's anything that you guys might be curious about, that you guys want to hear my experience with, go ahead and leave a comment. If there's anything in the adulting world that you are curious about, something that I may or may not know, just leave a comment because I might end up making a video out of it. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. That last video blew up in a way that I didn't think it would, and you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and being a part of my journey.